creating artistic depth with bokeh, layers, and overlays is our topic today on Luminar Coffee Break. Let's see what we can accomplish in 10 minutes or less, starting now. Hello, everyone. All right, joining me today is our group of insiders. Hello, everyone. These guys have been with me, for the last 4 years. They've been extremely loyal, and it's awesome to have them on. So the episode is being recorded live in front of them. What I want to do is dive right in and show you how to add that portrait bokeh to an image. All right, so here I am. All right, so let's see what we can do real quick. I'm going to add a portrait, I'm going to add bokeh to this image and making it add a little more creative artistic depth. All right, well, the first thing I need to do is I want to add a preset. So close-ups is pretty good. Now, if I hover over these presets, it's going to help me pick which one I like the best. You know what? I actually like brush up. All right, that looks good. So I have the brush up one all set. Give it a second to render. Here we go, before and after. All right, now that I have that set, I want to come over here to layers. And with layers, I'm going to use one of Darlene Hildebrandt's bokeh layers, which I absolutely love, these overlays. Look, so I'm going to click on the first one. Now, it's a little aggressive, but I'll make sure I fit into the screen. And here's where the magic happens. I'm going to change the layer blend mode to either overlay, I like overlay, or I could change it to soft light. I actually like soft light too. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep it as soft light, but I'm going to dial it way back. Look at that. Right about there. Now, at this point, I can move this around wherever I want. I just have to make sure I expand it off the screen. But there it is. So I have my portrait bokeh layer. And within, 30 seconds, that's how we accomplished it. All right? Real simple. Now, I'm going to take it a step further for the people watching here today. I'm going to start from the beginning one more time. And I'm going to get rid of that layer mask. Remove. So here I am at the original image. And again, I chose just a preset here. So I'm letting it pick which preset I want to use, or I can click on one of my favorites. And then from my favorites, just hover over each of these to see which one I think is going to make it look really good. And actually, you know what? I like brush up. So let's use brush up. And by the way, I cropped the daylights out of this image. So by cropping it, it's taking a little time for it to render. There it is. Here's before. Look at that. There's after. Now, let's go back to what I showed you. I click the plus icon. I want to show all. And these were the overlays that Darlene has with her, I believe it's called the Twilight Collection. Carl will put that in the chat. So I'm going to click on this overlay. The opacity is automatically set right here to a low opacity, 50%. I'm going to dial it back even more. But again, the magic happens with the overlay. So, or the layer blend mode. So I could either pick overlay or soft light. Yes, I'm still liking that soft light. I want to make sure it's fit to the screen. Dial it back a little bit more, right about there. All right, there we have it. Now, let's finish it off just a little bit more. I'm going to go back to the bottom layer, and two things are bothering me. This right here, this blade of grass, and this here being very, very tack sharp. So let's tackle that first. So I'm going to come over here to erase and adjust my brush size using the left and right bracket keys. And that'll be, this is okay for me to get a little excessive with. But once you get down here to where you're touching elements of the image, you want to zoom in and really focus on just the areas you want to move. So let's give this a second. So once it does this, it's going to erase that from the background, takes all the pixels. Look at it, did a great job finding it. But now I have to zoom in. And here's where I'm going to get just a little more, I'm going to be a little more careful here. And technically this down here, you know, I could do it or I'm going to do it. This is something, one of those things where it's so hidden, no one's going to notice. So I'll hit erase. Now, if I do this, see, I don't like the results. What I'm going to do again is I'm going to just brush over the area that I didn't like the results with and just click on restore. Now I have it back where it was. And notice when we're zoomed out, that's not that big of a deal. So this blade of grass, I don't mind. That's entirely up to you if you want to get rid of it. But what I don't like is this here. So what I'm going to do is come over here to Structure AI. And I'm going to blur the daylights out of the entire image. Mask. And what I want to do is make just this area here blurred. So let's use a radial blur, a radial gradient. And then I want to hover right over that spot. But here's the catch. I want to invert it. So let me hide myself. Now when I invert it, it's only affecting just that area of the scene. There it is. Great. So look at the before and after on that one. Before, doesn't seem like it's doing a whole lot, but just that little blurring motion gets rid of it. And then, of course, you can continue if you want to either use dodge and burn, or if you want to use a vignette. You know, we haven't used dodge and burn in a while, so let's go to dodge and burn. I want to darken the edges. I don't mind saying it 100%. So I'm going to go 100% and just go around the edges here, much like I would with a vignette. And then, now that I'm only using just that part of it, this is where I'm going to just adjust the strength. And there I have it. All right. So that's how we add like a little artistic depth to an image by using Bokeh, the layers of the Bokeh overlay on top of it, and most importantly, that layer blend mode. Experiment with that blend mode to change the layer on top to blend it in properly with the bottom. All right. For everyone else, please stick around for the Ask Me Anything segment. Everyone else, thanks so much for joining us.